Welcome back, everybody. We've got a quick little video for you today. It's a skills session. We're going to look at tying a clove hitch, a munter hitch, and a snap bowline with a Yosemite retrace. Now, many of you looking at this are thinking, yeah, I already know how to do that. The point of the video here today in this one, not so much to show you how to tie it, although if you don't know, then you'll certainly learn in a few moments. What we want to do here is show you a technique for teaching other people how to tie these. They're simple formations, but for new students, either in rope access or rescue, even recreational or tactical, whatever, they can be difficult to learn at times. So what I'm going to show you here is a sequencing thing using the same start position and a similar hand technique to generate each of those three formations. So it's all about having a little sort of memory anchor or a straightforward technique that you can use when you are trying to show somebody else how to tie these, not so much learning them yourselves. But like I say, if this is the first time you've seen these, then hopefully it will help out, okay? So the first one we're going to look at is the clove hitch. And what I'm going to do is turn about, so if you're practicing this in front of your phone or your computer screen or whatever, you can match what I'm doing, okay? So here we go. It's going to look like this. What I'm going to do is take the rope in front of me like this. I'm going to draw the rope out between left and right hands like so. And I'm going to go thumb up like I've got a kind of hitchhiker thing happening with both hands there. That's going to be my start position for all three formations. Because even though I'm right hand dominant, I tend to start these with my left hand. Seems to be more natural. I'm going to do a left thumb down, or basically turn my left hand in. And of course, that's going to roll the rope over and create a loop with a crossover point right there. So I roll left thumb in, create a loop like that. I pinch that loop with my right hand to hold it. And now I'm going to draw my hand back and do exactly the same thing again. Left thumb in, rolling that loop in to create a second loop stacked on top of the first one. Then to create our clove hitch, all we do is we bring the rearwards one in front of the forwards one by stacking them like a deck of cards, almost like so. And there's my clove hitch. Let's have a look. If I clip it with a connector, I've got a clove hitch there, and of course, it's good to go. Excellent. All right, so there's our clove hitch. The second one we're going to have a look at is a munter hitch, and we're going to use the same start technique to generate, in this case, a different formation. So let's have a look. I'm going to take the rope out in front of me again, you guessed it, drawing that segment out with that kind of hitchhiker grip in both with both thumbs, like so. I'm going to roll my left thumb in, so it's exactly the same, rolling in to create the loop, and I'm going to pinch that point with my right hand. Now, this is where it's a little bit different. What we're going to do is this portion of the loop, I'm going to roll that onto the standing part of rope here. So that's going to roll straight over, pinch those together. And then, of course, if I hold the formation like so, those two there are the two parts I need to clip. So if I grab my carabiner now, clipping those two parts of rope, there's my munter hitch, and let's check it out on the anchor. Munter hitch, good to go. Cool, all right, so there's our clove hitch and munter hitch so far. Let's have a look at the snap bowline formation. Now, there's a little bit more happening with the bowline and a few things to be aware of here. The first thing we want to think about here is that depending on how we're going to use the knot and how we're going to connect it and what role it's going to play, we need to identify the running part and the standing part of rope. What I've got here is effectively the end of the rope. I want to create a loop, and I'm going to connect that loop into that anchor just there, okay? So for me, the end here is the running part of rope, and that's going to be the standing part back there that I'm not using. So let's have a look at how we use this same technique, in this case to generate a snap bowline. Take the rope in front of me, I'm going to draw it out, same start position with the hitchhiker grip like so. I'm going to roll the loop in like so, gripping it exactly as I did before. Now, in this instance, this part of rope here is running and this part is standing. So I'm going to roll this loop onto the standing part. It won't work if we go the other way. So I'm going to roll the loop onto the standing part of rope, and I'm going to draw that up to create a bridge or loop formation like so. If we look down on that formation, it's pretty clear that it has a long side and a short side just there. So that's the long side, that's the short side. It just so happens that if I take the running part of rope here and send that under the bridge like so from short side to long, and then use the snap tying technique, it's going to give me an inside tail bowline 100% of the time. So I'm going to take that through from short to long, and then grabbing the running part of rope and the loop I just created, hold them in one hand, let go of the formation with my right hand, grab the standing part of rope, and as the name suggests, we snap it, and it snaps into shape, and there's our inside tail bowline right there, okay? Now we need to generate an inside tail bowline because, of course, to do the Yosemite retrace, I bring the tail around that part of the loop there, and it's going to follow this segment out, matching the standing part. So it's going to look like this. It's matching that there, all the way around, and it'll come out matching the standing part just there. If I was going to use this operationally, I'd want a little bit longer tail. Okay, I'm sure you picked that up. But that's our correctly tied inside tail bowline, tied snap with a Yosemite retrace to make it secure. Let's have a look when I put my connector on. Alrighty, and we're good to go. Alrighty, so there we go, team. There's hopefully some stuff in there that's useful to many of you out there. And as I say, the point of this wasn't necessarily to show you how to tie those different formations, because I suspect anyone watching this probably has a fair idea already. If you don't, then you've learned something new. It's more about giving you a technique or a strategy so that you can teach other people how to tie those using very, identical start positions, and then just modifying the hand technique slightly to generate each formation, okay? So if you've not tried it that way before, give it a go, okay? If you already have dedicated ways of tying stuff, remember, none of our videos, and this one included, are ever about trying to change your mind from one technique to another. It's just giving you options, all right? Or different ways of thinking about doing stuff that maybe will come in handy one day. So anyway, take it easy. We'll see you next time, all right?